Hey, I'm Captain Jim Hanley. We're out here with my son-in-law Nick, and we're doing some walleye fishing. We're bottom bouncing, and I just wanted to share with you some of the tips that I use, or some of the tricks I use, or some of the common sense I use for bottom bouncing. We've got an 8-ounce bottom bouncer on the front rod here, along with a ram blade, and here comes a real nice little Walter coming to the surface. And I'm going to show you some of the things I do to make sure bottom bouncing works out real good while a fly is biting my ankle. All right, so let's cover some of the basics for really good, effective bottom bouncing. One of the most important things is the proper weight, a good bottom bouncer. Getting your weight on the bottom is paramount. And don't be afraid to go to heavier ones. I hear guys say, oh, I only used 4 ounces and 60 feet. Sometimes I'll run 9s in the front, 7s in the back. I always run 2 different weights, a heavier one in the front and a lighter one in the back, so they don't catch each other when you're letting them down. And get used to how it feels when it touches the bottom. Letting your line out slow and easy, making sure that your harness is behind the boat is always important. We'll go over that one more time. So a good bottom bouncer, have a selection. I use some that are real long wire, and I use some that are shorter wire. All right, so as Nick is letting this out, let me demonstrate something that's vitally important to your bottom bouncing or anything you're letting out behind the boat. Slow and easy. When you put your bait in the water, you want it to stretch out nice and even. You know your blade's turning, your sinker is down, your bottom bouncer is right there, and he's gonna slowly start to let it out. Let your thumb just kind of ease it out. If you just let it go and let it crash to the bottom, you're gonna have a tangle every time. So slow and easy wins the race. Next most important thing, obviously, is going to be a good harness. I make my own harnesses. I use 6 beads. I use a quick change clevis. I'm able to change blades at a moment's notice, and good hooks. And I want to make sure that they're as sharp as they possibly can be. If you cheapen out on the hooks, you're just defeating the purpose of being a good angler, because cheap hooks are not going to hook your fish. And a walleye has that very thin paper mouth, so you got to make sure you got a hook that'll stay connected. The other part is to have good swivels. Make sure you got good swivels, a good T swivel, a good inline swivel, good Sampos, because your harness is spinning back there. And if your harness gets kinked at all, you're gonna have a mess. So that's really, really important. And of course, the last thing that's really more important than almost anything is good bait. Make sure your night crawlers are in great shape. I showed you the worm box I use. Also, I put them in bus bedding. That is a big part of it too. And also make sure that, you know, they're not in the sun while you're out fishing, because good crawlers will make all the difference in the world. So those are some of the basics of bottom bouncing. Get out and enjoy all that was created for you, and take a moment to look up and give thanks. I'm Jim Hanley. See you next time.